Woo! Almost dying.
Hey there guys, I've successfully stuck the landing and welcome to a brand new type of Pokemon challenge. That's right, we're doing something original today. Every time I get hit, I gotta do a backflip. And you know, just because I'm a little crazy, we're not gonna level up past the current gym leader's ace, we're not gonna use items in battle, and I guess it's also a Nuzlocke now, because why not? So you better clip this because it's gonna be the only time I ever start with Bulbasaur in a challenge run, simply because I need the extra support for Brock and Misty, and he's basically the push-up bra of Gen 1. Don't worry, Charmander, your time will come. Like always, we're gonna throw down with this rival and teach the Muggle bitch how we do things in the acrobat community. Unfortunately, my body is the major thing on the line in this video, and despite his Charmander growling sweet nothings at us, we end up taking 3 hits on our way to a win. Honestly, we got off pretty lucky with only 3 hits using a Bulbasaur. He's probably the hardest one to get out of this clean.
Okay, everyone, it looks like we're starting out with 3 for this first rival fight, so let's get it knocked out. 1, off to a good start, huh? Woo! Easy.
Ooh, not bad flips, am I right? Maybe worth a like or two? Alright, well, whatever. Let's just hard cut to Brock, where we have our next major fight. Okay, not really. We one-shot both of his Pokemon and make off with both the badge and his money. And probably his pride? I don't know. I'm not sure how he feels. Along the way, we're gonna catch a Spearow, name him after a very cool backflip variation that doubles as a pun. If you know, you know. Level up on some Kakuna off screen, and then we're gonna warp to Misty's gym where we can start throwing down for the badge. Sadly, this is where Ivysaur starts to show its lacking in its space stats, and we end up taking another set of backflips for our trouble. Damn, Starmie is tanky. Even with the type advantage, she still manages to pop us with 3 attacks. Oh well, it is what it is, and a win is a win. So after we claim this badge, I guess I'm gonna get started on giving you guys those 3 new flips.
Of course Misty still gets 3, even though we started with Bulbasaur. Whatever. Easy. Next fight.
Immediately after taking care of Misty, we've got to throw down with the rival yet again. It's a damn good thing we evolved Spearow into Pharaoh because this guy is a 100% cage-free market monster and demolishes the Muggles' whole team. Pidgeotto did manage to ask us to do a flip, so we gotta oblige, but the rest of the match was completely flawless. Which is a good thing because as we go along, things are only gonna get a little bit more difficult. Or maybe they won't. Who knows? I guess you'll have to watch and find out. They definitely get harder, especially the later rival fights.
1 for rival 2, coming right up.
So after we clear the rival and take care of the trick we owe, it's time to help Bill the mad scientist with his little Goldblum situation he's got going on. Weird how they never came back to address something like this in the later games, but you know, it's whatever. After that, we make our way to Vermilion City, where we kick the rival's ass again. But this time we kick it so hard, I don't need to film it, so we can just grab the HM and take on Surge. Oh, I miss Charmander. And being fast. It's a damn good thing Ivysaur's got a great move pool, right? Nah, we've got Cut and Vine Whip. Have fun. I don't know what it is about Ivysaur, probably the flower, but an awful lot of Pokemon would rather make weird noises at him instead of attack. So even though it's a bit of a slog, we still take the win with 6 backflip requests. I can't ever turn down showing off, so let's do our thing.
Damn man, looks like Lieutenant Surge cooked us a little bit. 5. That was one of my better ones. Easy.
Making our way downtown, we stop to grab a Growlithe on the way to Erica and name him after another type of backflip. Then we snatch up Fly and start earning that 4th gym badge. The raw girth of Pharaoh is more than enough to smash these flowers without taking a single hit, and I usually just skip over the fights that don't take damage, but I wanted to let him cook and stretch his wings a bit. And this is all before getting Drill Peck, mind you, which is probably the single reason why I prefer to use Fearow in Gen 1 over Pidgeot. So now me and the squad are just gonna cut right over to the game corner, and yeah, I'll be damned, but this one Rocket Grunt managed to put one on the board with his Sand Slash. I'm actually mad impressed, man. You may have lost the fight, but you won my respect. Let's see how Giovanni does. And of course he throws it by using a guard spec. Way to go, Giovanni. Way to secure absolutely no damage. It's like, bro, are you even trying to kick this 10-year-old's ass?
Shoutouts to the Rocket Grunt who managed to hit us more times than his boss did.
Yeah, Giovanni might have been disappointing, but at least I can beat up on a Muggle's team to make myself feel a little bit better. Unfortunately, this is gonna be the last time we're at a heavy advantage against the rival, so we should enjoy it while it lasts. Good old Fearow has Drill Peck already, so he makes quick work of every last one of them. After getting the rival to peace out, we snag up the Pokeflute, and then we hard cut to the Koga fight. So, you know, just for the hell of it, I decided to stick back full on him, even though he could easily be one-shot by the wheezing self-destruct. I've always found it really fun when Pokemon learn moves that are not necessarily associated to their type or element, but to their species, like a dog learning Dig. Somehow, though, we managed to not get poisoned at all and only take one backflip from the highly visible ninja and his team. But that's all gonna change with good old Rival 5.
Everybody give Koga a round of applause for managing to give us one backflip.
Okay, Rival 5. So, complete disclosure here. This one was pretty rough. I thought Arcanine would have it, but I completely slept on Gyarados, and I almost ended up losing our boy for my dumbassery. As you can see, that Hydro Pump don't play around, and it's a damn good thing we got that flinch. Thankfully, we're able to take him out and get past him, so we're saved when Charizard ends up throwing for a Rage. By the way, I realized that as I'm saying this, he actually missed with the Hydro Pump, but I like the way I said that. And I bet most of y'all didn't even notice I said the wrong thing. Anywho, as a prize, we're gonna get our last teammate, Lapras. And I'm gonna name it Dubback, because, spoilers, all it does is win. Cut to flip time.
You know, I figured the rival fights were eventually going to catch up to us. Fine. Easy.
You know, just to embarrass him, I decided to cut out that last Giovanni fight because I just handed him the business end of a flamethrower and took absolutely no damage. So we're gonna move on to battling Sabrina with the true king of birds, Batpike. Despite not picking up the one-shot on Mr. Mime and good old Alakazam, she's only able to sneak in one hit. And look at that, in the time it took me to say one sentence, we've already won. Do a flip!
You know, surprisingly, Sabrina only gave us one. Who could have seen that coming? Not her ass, that's for sure.
In keeping with the all-killer, no-filler, Blaine is next, and our tall glass of water Lapras easily finesses this team into the pool for yet another victory. Except for Arcanine, I guess, who not only gets the Ember Burn somehow, but also tags us with a Fire Blast. Well played, you old bastard. I have been going out of my way to not catch Pokemon, and if he took down Lapras, I'd be hosed. That was a little too close for comfort.
I'm not gonna lie, we kinda let Blaine cook a little bit.
Bro, Giovanni sucks. I don't really know what else to say. Lapras completely stomps the whole team, and I didn't even push Dub back to the full level cap. I was that confident. We went this entire game without being touched one time by a single Giovanni fight. Can you believe that? Well, for better or worse, that is the 8th badge in our pocket, and we get to move on to the final pre-Elite Four match with the rival. You know, I'm fairly certain that if you go back and count all of the backflips the rival gave me, it is more than all of the gym leaders combined. Granted, my confidence at this point has evolved into full-on arrogance, so I was feeling myself a little bit too hard here, and I kinda get smoked a bit. And again, it's because of that goddamn Gyarados, bro. He's just so beefy. Look at this man. He gonna pop me off with bites and 2 Dragon Rages? Holy hell. This one dude gave me most of the flips I have to do. And I gotta switch out to somebody that can take down the Alakazam. And I catch a Psychic for it. And of course, this little twat sets up Reflect and tries to stall me out with Recover. I low-key was kind of expecting to have to sacrifice Arcanine here. But thankfully, we get the flinch on Charizard, and he pretty much throws from here. But come on, Muggle. Why does he still have Rage and Leer? Regardless, here we are with the last set of backflips before the Elite Four.
Okay, we got another set of 5 for the rival. I'll admit it, he's getting us a little bit. Woo! It's getting hard.
Okay guys, we are on to the home stretch, and we're gonna start off with Lorelei. Opening with Dugong, you know we're gonna lead with Back Tuck, so we can just cut all of them down nice and simple with Razor Leaf. Thankfully, Gen 1 is super busted, and so any move that has an increased chance of hitting a crit is just gonna crit 9 out of 10 times. I would argue you probably have as much of a chance of it missing as you do not critting. But you know I'm always going to keep it 100 with you guys, and I planned from the very beginning on sacrificing Venusaur to this fight. It's been great, Bulbasaur, but the rest of the team has it from here. That's 2 backflips for Lorelei, and then we're on to the next Elite Four member.
Alrighty, y'all, we're off to a pretty good start. We've only got to do 2 for Lorelei. 4 more fights to go.
Good old Bruno is up next to give us a nice little break before the rest of the Elite Four gets a little challenging. Of course we're gonna lead with Lapras, because even though Fearow could easily take down most of his fighting types with Drill Peck, Lapras happens to learn Psychic as well, so that's a super effective move for literally every Pokemon he's got. But you know, leave it to my boy Hitmonlee to be the only one on this squad to land a hit. Once we hand Machamp the 2-shot, we're going to move on to our backflips and Agatha.
1 for Bruno. That's pretty embarrassing.
We have arrived at the halfway mark, and Agatha has a notorious reputation for being a massive troll, but honestly, that's only if you're doing weird, like not fully evolved Pokemon challenges. The rest of her team is really easy to handle if you're batting in the same league, you know what I mean? And speaking of batting in the same league, you gotta give it up to Dub back here for using Psychic to dome every single one of her teams super effectively. The ultimate flex is real because even though we get confused, Lapras is unstoppable in this matchup. I legit believed that we were going to get a flawless run on Agatha here, but of course the second Gengar has to come in and ruin everything with a stupid Confuse Ray. Despite the shenanigans though, Dubback manages to pull through and knock out the entire team yet again by itself. Way to go, buddy. On to my backflips.
And that's another 1 for Agatha.
Lance is our next victim, but in a surprise plot twist, I decided to lead with Back Pike. And then this cheating little punk uses a Hyper Potion. Regardless of his cheating though, Fearow takes care of it and we switch right into Lapras after barely managing to survive a Hyper Beam. That was close. Of course, with the Ice Beams in tow, these Dragon types are no issue for Dubback until we get to Aerodactyl, and I was worried we were gonna get some flinch shenanigans, but 1 Surf was all we needed, and Dragonite ends up suffering the same fate as his pre-evolved forms. All that's left is 1 more set of backflips and the final boss.
Okay, got another set of 3 for Lance.
We have finally made it to the end of this challenge. How many do you think I'm going to take before we win? Well, let's start off with leading with back full and taking on the Pidgeot. Thankfully, he throws with Sky Attack, and we're able to knock it out with no damage, but of course we get popped by a Psybeam on the way in from the Alakazam. It's a damn good thing his defenses are like wet toilet paper, because I was worried he was going to give us a lot more hell than everybody else on his team. Rhydon drops with no issues either, and after we finally get to the Exeggutor, I can take him out, and I'm open to sacrificing my back full. To be honest with you, I was much more attached to him than I was my Bulbasaur. After the best pupper lays down for his final rest, we swap into Dub back and we're able to take out the Gyarados, who is the second biggest problem on this team. And of course, as a final middle finger, the rival hits us with Fire Spin and it gets 4 turns. After a hella clutch miss from the Fire Blast and Fire Spin, we take down the Charizard and finish this challenge.
Okay guys, that's the end of Pokemon Red. Last fight, and we got 6 more on the deck. So let's get these knocked out and wrap up the challenge. Woo! Almost dying. Last one. Challenge complete.
That is the end of the first Pokemon Red Backflip Challenge, and I gotta tell you guys, I loved every second of it. I really feel like I've found my voice with this kind of content, and I cannot wait to show you the next one I've recorded. But you know how it goes. As usual, if you enjoyed this kind of video, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. But more importantly, I'd love to hear what ideas you have for types of challenges like this one. Should I do different monsters with the same trick? Or maybe I should do different monsters and different tricks. Regardless, let me know below. But as you can probably guess, your boy is exhausted. So I'm bowing out for now, and I'll see each and every one of you in the next one.